everybody, welcome back to PMS, the Perpetual Motion Squad, a Big Bang Theory fan podcast. Oh, Barty, you silly little dinosaur. Uh, okay, so welcome back to PMS, the Perpetual. You made me forget what I was gonna say. I
Ah,
do
we've
this. I've done this for over 3 seasons.
uh-huh.
Still
And you've
can't
already
get
forgotten.
me off. I can't. Okay, welcome back to PMS, the Perpetual Motion Squad, a Big Bang Theory fan podcast. We are your hosts, Big Bang Theory super fans, married couple, Cat.
And Paul.
Okay, I had to close my. Oh, sorry, people listening on the audio version. Paul is doing things with Barney that's making me laugh in the
I'm not
video.
doing anything with it. He's just telling me to go and do stuff. So
Uh-huh.
yeah, so
Uh-huh.
I don't do
Oh,
anything
it's all
that
Barney's fault.
see people who are not watching this on YouTube. Sorry, people who are just listening through Spotify are just missing out on this fun stuff with Pikachu and Barney. So you've got to come and
Join the video.
join the video. Come and
Join the
join
YouTube
YouTube
channel.
because you'll actually
Yeah.
see it. It's really interesting. The things happen as we are going along.
Okay.
So good morning, good afternoon, good evening to everybody, wherever
Yes.
you are listening in the world, what
Welcome,
time of the day
fam.
it
We are
is.
glad you are here.
Yes, welcome, family, to this crazy episode that we've actually started off on a rather hilarious note.
Yes.
Um,
Well, it's a rather hilarious episode.
it is a rather hilarious episode. But yes, we are. We got the introduction to two brand new cast members on this
Yeah,
episode.
I'm actually really excited. And one of the reasons why I love this episode so much is it's the first time that we meet Bernadette
Hmm.
and Wil Wheaton.
Yeah. Everybody who has listened to this podcast up until the point where we were actually taken off for reasons we're not going to get into,
Because
and
Paul was
we
silly.
because I was silly, and we had to go back and start over again,
Yeah.
will know my feelings towards Bernadette. Now, I'm not saying that I hate, loathe, and despise Bernadette. What I'm saying is the person that Bernadette starts off is not the person that she ends up. And it's
No.
such a shame that the writers took Bernadette in another direction. Now, I understand that it was probably to try and rein in Howard,
Yeah.
to make sure that Howard doesn't step all over Bernadette because she is in this
When
inclination
we
of
first meet her,
very
she's
mousy.
very mousy and passive.
Yeah.
And yeah.
So I understand they tried to get her to be more domineering and more authoritative when it comes to Howard.
Yeah.
But I think they took her
Too
two or
far.
three steps too far.
Yeah.
They could have kept her nice and sweet with a little
Well,
bit of spunk,
well,
but
it,
not to where she became a
well,
bitch.
and it's one thing to have her be a strong woman character, and I
Yeah,
completely support that.
yeah,
Absolutely. But I remember, spoiler alert, in a future episode where Penny is talking to Bernadette's boss, and he's saying that they basically gave her the handicapped toilet on the third floor because everyone was terrified of her. So now she has her own private bathroom.
yeah.
You know,
And also another thing that he actually said in that was that there was an experimental drug that they had actually decided to scrap, but no one could go and tell her that she was off the project because they're all too afraid of her.
yeah. And that's
So
just unacceptable.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I do understand they were trying to rein Bernadette. They were trying to make her a little bit more authoritative around Howard, but yeah, one or two steps too far, guys.
Yeah.
But that being said, she's still a fun character.
Mm,
I love Melissa Rauch's character.
yeah.
I just wish they had have just brought her back a bit,
Yeah.
you know.
And it's a few episodes before we get the voice nailed down too.
Yeah, because right now she's basically using her own voice.
Well, actually, she's already using a speaking voice that is higher pitched than her own.
Oh, really?
Yep. But it obviously becomes noticeably higher in subsequent episodes,
Yeah.
and her real voice can be heard briefly in the holographic excitation after Howard comments on her squeaky voice.
And she says,
And
"Oh, I don't sound
I
like
don't
that."
sound like that. That's actually her real voice.
Yeah.
after several appearances on the show, she uses what she said is an imitation of her mother's high-pitched voice.
Mm. I remember a behind the scenes thing with
Melissa
Melissa
Rauch?
Rauch, Kunal Nayar, and Simon Helberg. And Simon actually said to her about the voice, and she said, "Yeah, this is how I got the voice of Bernadette."
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we know that that was because of she was looking at it was apparently it was a phone call that she got from her mother, and her mother's voice kept getting higher and higher because she was infuriated or upset or
Yeah.
something about it, and that's where she got the voice from for
Yeah.
Bernadette. So.
Yep.
So if anyone is wondering, we are doing season 3, episode number 5, the creepy candy coating corollary.
Corollary.
Yeah, try to say that
Yeah.
5 times when
Yeah.
you're
Uh-huh.
drunk.
Nope. So
That's
I
not
try
gonna happen.
try saying that five times really
When you're
fast when you're
not drunk.
sober.
Yeah. So the episode opens up where we are watching, well, Penny is reluctantly playing the Mystic Warlords of Ka'a with Leonard, Howard, and Raj. Now, please tell me this, right?
Mhm.
How is Raj supposed to say the cards that he's putting down with Penny being there?
Oh, good point.
Yeah.
I think he would just put them down. Even though the game is I use my potion to melt
Yeah.
your sword or whatever.
Yeah.
But did you know
Probably not.
the
First
My-
spoiler.
the Mystic Warlords of Ka'a, which is just plain fun to say,
That is.
Ka'a
Ka-ah.
card game was created by the art department specifically for this episode.
I really wish that they would release this as a game just for the
I know,
collectors.
right? But
That would be awesome.
but they actually designed actual playing cards. And
That's brilliant.
the designs of several cards, most notably Enchanted Bunny, have been released by the show's producer since the first airing of this episode. Okay, now I have to see if I can find Enchanted Bunny.
You want to find it on eBay?
I'm just going to see if I can even still get it.
The Mystic Warlords of Ka card
War
game.
War
Big Bang.
Lords of Ka'a.
And I like it how as we're going along and Howard plays a card.
Oh my God, you can get t-shirts with it.
Oh, you can?
Yeah.
Okay, I can see a birthday present coming up.
Oh
Yep.
yeah.
Okay, be buying a t-shirt for her for her birthday, which she won't
Oh,
wear.
it's seriously cute.
We'll
All
share
right,
your screen.
well, give me a second. Let me
I
get
know
out of
I know the poor people on Spotify sitting there going,
um
I want to see this. Sorry.
all right, hang
You
on a
can't.
second. Oh,
Because
let me go to images.
okay.
All right, there's
Those on YouTube are going to get a treat because they get to see it. So
yeah, okay. Let me just go
hmm
and see if I can
it's interesting that we tried to not to get sidetracked and we're already sidetracked.
Well, you started it.
I did I did not do
Okay.
anything. All I said was it would be awesome if they released the card game for collectors. I didn't say anything about that.
Okay. So,
All
oh,
right.
apparently this is what it looks like. Let me see if I
Okay,
can.
that's cool.
Oops, okay. There we go. That's what it looks like.
Yep, okay.
Enchanted. Although this is the one that I saw on the t-shirt that I thought was really cute.
Right. Oh, and then you can see the t-shirts underneath there. But can you get the card games?
I think we might be able to because it's looking like it.
Yeah, okay.
Let's have a look here. Mystic Warlords of Ka'a, $69. Why is everything so darn
Because
expensive
we're on the other
here?
side of the pond.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, look, we have to buy this.
Yes, we
If
do.
nothing else, just to put it in the collection.
Yeah. It's like I really do kind of need this.
Yeah, you do need.
Oh, it's fan made from watching the show. This is
Okay,
not the actual one.
I don't mind if it's just the fan made as long as it's the Mystic Warlords.
Please note, this is a fan collectible. I have absolutely no idea how to play this game. It was made from details in the show.
That's all right. That's fine. As long as he made something, I'll pay the $70 to actually get it over here.
I really want to
Make sure there's no sound on that.
no, there's not.
Oh, there isn't.
No.
Oh, he's got Enchanted Bunny,
Yeah.
Water Nymph. He's got all the cut. Yeah,
Yeah, he's
okay.
made the entire deck.
All right. Yep, we got to get
Okay,
it.
cool. Yep.
Yep. So
I
send me
need this
that
for
link.
yeah, I need that for my collection.
Yeah, please send me that link on to
Messenger.
Messenger,
Okay, I'll do
so I
that
can
then.
actually look at it because that way I can then keep that and buy it because
I
yeah,
think I know what's coming from my birthday.
I think she knows what's coming for her birthday. The Mystic Warlords of Ka'a.
Mystic Warlords of Ka'a.
But as we're going along,
I would wear the Enchanted Bunny t-shirt too.
you would be. I'll have to look at the getting the Enchanted Bunny t-shirt for you. Thank you. Send me that link as well for the Enchanted Bunny t-shirt.
Oh, okay.
Or maybe I can just get it on eBay. I'll have a look
Yeah,
afterwards.
yeah, you have a
Yeah.
look for that,
All right.
but it's just so fun.
So as we're going along and Penny is playing and she goes, I've got a question. And they basically say that, listen, this beats this beats that, and everything beats Enchanted Bunny. And she goes, I got another question. When does this become fun? And this is where Sheldon comes up and goes, well, it doesn't really matter what, because Leonard
It
says, oh,
is
just
not
play a potion
oh,
card.
okay, Leonard's like play a potion card and
Sheldon
Sheldon
says,
like it doesn't matter. It's not like you're going to win anyway because at this point all you have are necromancer potions which
yeah,
won't work on anything except this one thing,
the
dead things.
Daywalkers
Yeah.
or
And
yeah.
all that's left, based on the cards that have already been played, this is what's left to be pulled.
Because originally
And
Leonard says,
don't ruin the game.
don't ruin the game. And he goes through everything that is
Card,
still
and then he
in the
says
unpulled
what
deck.
all the cards that are left,
Yeah,
and he's like, "Well, Howard's going to play this, Raj will play this, Leonard will play that, and then game." And
yeah,
then Leonard's like, "See, ruined."
yeah. Game over.
Yep,
And of course, Penny is like, that's amazing. And as Leonard says, well, he's basically got a photographic memory. And of course, Sheldon corrects him and goes, I don't have a photographic memory. I have an eidetic
eidetic
memory.
memory.
That is obviously
And
different
I
than a
can,
photographic
and I
memory.
bet from your perspective, it would seem amazing.
Yeah, but it's not. So obviously Howard concedes that the game's over, and of course Penny's like, "Really? Oh, yay!" And
Yay!
then she like looks
And
at
they
the
all just kind of look at her.
and she's like, "Oh." And this is
I
where
mean,
Penny,
oh.
yeah, and this is where Penny goes, "Okay, well, I'm gonna leave." And Leonard goes, "Why are you gonna leave?" And she goes, "Because the
Because
last
the
time I
last
didn't,
time I stayed, I ended up playing Mystic Warlords of
loads of
Ka.
car." And Howard goes, "It wasn't car, it's car." And she goes,
Well,
"Bye."
bye.
And this is where Howard brings up a really interesting
Mm,
bit of nugget of information. Howard says, I've got a bit of a bone to pick with you, Leonard. There, he brings up this girlfriend pact that he had with Leonard. And it was if either one of them dated a hot girl, their girlfriend would find a date for the other.
yes.
Okay.
And Leonard's like, you can't hold me to that. And he's like, well, why not? And he said, because I never thought
I'd ever get a hot
I'd ever have
girlfriend.
a hot girlfriend. I
Uh,
definitely thought you
You
wouldn't.
wouldn't. And of course, and Leonard can't remember ever making the pact, but
Yeah,
Sheldon
he can't.
probably says,
And of course, Raj is like, why wasn't I part of that?
and he
And
goes, well, because
Sheldon
this was
pipes up with, well, you went to the
to the bathroom at the
yeah,
movies
yeah,
because this was apparently June 30th, 2004, and it was the opening day of Superman 2. And apparently that the snack stand only had red ices, not blue, and Raj had to go to the toilet. And he's like, so I don't get a hot girlfriend because I got a teeny tiny bladder. And they're
yep.
like, yeah, that's how it works. And he's like, damn.
Now, Howard has brought up this pact,
Hmm.
and he that whoever gets a
Pardon me.
girlfriend would have her introduce the other one to one of her girlfriends.
Yeah.
However,
Hmm.
in season 2, episode 8, the Lizard Spock expansion, Leonard starts dating Dr. Stephanie Barnett, who originally Howard met, and then when he found out they were dating, he said, "You are dead to me."
Yeah.
And then Stephanie comes over to pick up Leonard, and Howard is doing the "You're dead to me" thing. And she
Yes.
says, "Oh, that's really a shame because I have this friend who had a recent breakup, and I thought that she'd get a kick out of meeting you, but
Meeting
okay."
someone fun.
And then suddenly, "Oh,
Leonard,
Stephanie, you're alive."
yeah, you're alive.
But technically, that fulfilled the pact.
That did.
Hmm.
See, you don't realize that.
You
This
got to
pact
pay
has
attention,
already been
folks.
done.
Man, if I'd been a writer on this show.
Man, you would have sat there and gone, hang on a
Hey,
minute.
guys.
Did we not remember this? So
Yeah.
this is okay. All right.
Hmm.
This, yeah, all right. Okay. See, this is the whole thing. This is why people come to listen to our podcast because you get fun facts and you get, little bits of trivia that you didn't realize you remembered until you sit there and go, "Oh my God, yes, that is true."
Yep,
Now, the
exactly.
next scene we see is we're at lunch. We're at Caltech, and Leonard says to Sheldon, "Can I borrow one of your napkins?" And Sheldon goes, no." He said, "But you've got four." And he goes, "Yes, I've moved to a four napkin system, which is lap, hands, face, and personal emergency." He goes, if you'd like, tomorrow can have a fifth napkin as
I
a
can upgrade
guest
to
napkin."
a guest napkin, but today I'm sorry,
I,
you're out of luck.
yeah. And of course, this is where Leonard sort of like looks at him and just grabs a napkin anyway and starts what because
And Sheldon
he's got a little bit of ketchup on the side of his hand.
and Sheldon looks at him and says, "Good luck. That's the face napkin."
So of course Howard comes in and says to Leonard, "So have you talked to Penny?" And he's like, no."
No.
And he says, "Why?" And he goes, "Well, I first of all, I just don't want to,
Well, no. He says, "No. Well, I haven't had time. I've been really busy,
and
and
I can't stress
especially,
this
and I
enough."
cannot stress this enough. I really don't want to."
Yeah. And this is where he's pestering about finding a hot, tall date for now. Okay,
Okay.
this is
Howard asked.
I gotta ask you a
Okay.
question, right?
Uh-huh.
Do you remember that mixer that they had at the university?
Yes.
And
But which one?
Howard brings in that girl that apparently touching was extra,
Oh, the prostitute. Yeah.
was the tall, leggy blonde in the
Yeah.
blue,
Yeah.
right? Why do you want to have a tall girlfriend? You're going to look ridiculous.
Well, as he puts it, I want our kids to be able to ride Space Mountain before they're 20.
Yeah, but
But Bernadette is actually shorter than Howard. She's just 4 foot 11 or 59 inches.
so the possibility of the kids riding Space Mountain before they're 20 is not going to work.
Well, except that the height requirement for Disneyland Space Mountain is only 44 inches, a height that most kids reach around age 6.
Okay. But then again, if you go
I've never
and
ridden Space Mountain either.
I've never been to Disneyland, so I don't
It's
know.
awesome
But the thing is that even if you do get a girl that is tall, it's no guarantee
that the kids will
that the
be.
kid's going to be tall.
Yeah.
I'm 6 foot and my father is shorter than me. My son is taller than me.
No, he's not.
My father,
No, your son.
my son
The last time I talked to Z, he said he was 5'8".
oh, so he's shorter than me.
Yeah, he's shorter
Okay.
than you.
Right. So it's maybe
Everybody's taller than me
I find out that it rains first before Kat finds out.
mm, because I'm 5'2".
Yeah.
Yeah, my one of my besties back in the U.S. is 4 foot 11. We call her Brenda
Yeah. Yeah. Brenda is actually right
with the hand thing, saying
with
how
a
tall
hand thing.
she is.
Yeah.
Yeah,
She's that tall. Yeah.
yeah, she's about that big. Oddly enough, my cousin Brenda's tiny like that too.
Yeah.
It must be a Brenda thing.
Must be.
Yeah.
So of course, as I said, Howard is still pestering Leonard, and so this is where Leonard reluctantly agrees to talk to her about it, and of course, this is where Raj comes in and goes, "Hey, Sheldon, do you know what I heard today?" And he goes, "Well, I heard a number of, I'm
I'm
sure you
sure
heard a
you
number of
heard any
things."
number of things like "Good morning, Raj. How are you today, Raj?" The fact that you have a new sweater vest on. Oh, new sweater vest, Raj. And then
Yeah,
less likely, oh, nice sweater vest, Raj.
yeah, and he goes, "No, and he goes, maybe I'll just tell you what I heard." And he goes, "It
That would
probably
save a
will."
lot of time.
Yeah, and we find out that at the comic book store there is going to be a Mystic Warlords of Ka'a tournament.
Hmm.
And he's like, "Oh," and the prize money is going to be $500, and if we enter, we'll just clean up. And he goes,
Yeah,
"Okay,
he's like, if we team up, we'll be unstoppable. And
yeah."
Sheldon's like, but why would I want to enter a tournament with a game that has no challenge?
And he goes, "It's $500," and he
I
goes,
have money.
"I have money." He goes, "But this is different money," and he
Well, how is
goes.
that different than the money I already have?
Of course, this is where Sheldon says, "Do you need money? Maybe to buy
A new sweater vest? A less
a less
disturbing
sweater
sweater
vest?"
vest.
So the next scene we see is from there. We're in Penny's bed
Hmm.
right
Bow
after
chicka
sex.
wawa.
Bow chicken brown cow. We're right after sex with
I
Leonard.
hope that makes Rachel laugh every time we say that
I
because she's
hope,
going to
yeah,
get that to us.
I hope every time that Rachel hears that, it's like, "Oh my God, I told them that." So right after sex,
Um,
we find out that as Penny says, wow, you're really a genius. And Leonard admits that he Googled the technique that he used on Penny.
And she's like,
And
okay.
now,
And then he's like, I need to talk. And she's like,
yeah,
okay. And what about? And she's like, well, it involves Howard. And she lets go of his hand
not
and
yet,
pulls
because
back
no,
and
no,
looks
because
at,
he firstly he says, "Have you ever made a
oh,
promise with
pact,
somebody, a
a
pact?"
pact.
And she goes, "Like a pinky swear?" And he goes, "Well, yeah." And he says, "So
Oh, yeah.
a
And she's
while
like,
back,
yeah,
I made."
in third grade, her
Oh
friend and her
yes,
had a pinky swear pact
to
that they were
marry.
going to marry Bert and Ernie. And then it turns out that they both wanted Ernie and didn't
Yeah,
speak again until halfway through middle school. The heart wants, but
the heart ones
and he's like over
of a
puppets,
puppets.
and she's like, well, the heart wants what the heart wants.
And of course he goes, "Well, no, getting back to my issue, I made a like a pact with Wallowitz that sort of
Involves
included
you.
involves you." And she pulls her hand away from Leonard.
And she pulls back and she turns and looks at him and she's like, "Be careful where you go. I don't know where you're going with this, but tread carefully because this could be the last conversation we ever have."
Now we all know what she was
Hmm.
thinking he was
It's like,
talking
yeah, there
about,
will not be a three-way.
the old menage.
No.
But
And I do not blame her in the slightest.
yeah, and of course, it isn't that fact. It is the fact that Leonard says, "No, no, no, no. I made a promise that if one of us ever got a girlfriend, that the other girl would fix him up with one of their girlfriends." And she's like,
And
you
he's
know,
like, it doesn't have to be a good friend.
yeah. And Leonard tries to convince Penny that deep down inside, Howard's a really nice guy. And of
Yeah.
course, she comes out with
But it's the
the problem
creepy
isn't what's
candy
on the
coating.
inside, it's on the outside.
It's the creepy candy coating on the
Yeah.
outside.
And I love it after that when she goes, okay, fine. And this is where she goes, the one thing about Ernie, he never,
He never asked anything of me. He
he
only
just
gave.
gave. So now we're at the comic book store.
Yep.
And when we're finding that Stuart has said to,
Okay, now at one point,
mm,
Sheldon did say how Wesley Crusher was his idol because he had an eidetic memory, just
yeah,
like me. Now, the
well, I haven't got
December,
there yet. Haven't got there yet.
I thought we'd already talked about
No,
that.
no, not yet.
Oh,
Sheldon
oh,
is standing there looking through the stack of
oh,
comic
right,
books,
right, right.
and Stuart comes over and says, I'm getting in the new Green Lantern statue. Would you like me to put aside one for you?" And he goes, "Thank you. But now you've actually spoiled it for me actually discovering it myself." And he
Coming
goes,
in,
"Yeah."
discovering it, and
And he goes, "Oh, okay. Well, I won't put one aside." He goes, "But I must have it." This is where Raj comes over and
well,
goes, "Hey, Stuart."
no, we're not done with that conversation yet.
Okay,
Because he's like, no, I must have it. And then he's like, okay, then I'll put one aside for you. And he's like, thank
thank
you.
you.
You know, I could buy all this stuff online, but I come here for the personal
Personal
service.
server. So this is where Raj comes over and says
I
to
tell you,
Stuart,
I get that.
"Yeah,
I've been going through some stuff with some clients lately and where I've been killing myself and bending over backwards to make them happy and nothing just seems to work. And it's just like, what do you want from me?
nothing makes them happy."
Yeah.
So this is where Raj comes over and says to Stuart, is the Wil Wheaton signing up here on the tournament the
The
actual
Will
Wil Wheaton?"
Wheaton.
And he goes, "Oh yeah, yeah, he lives around here, big gamer."
Yeah.
And this is where Raj goes, "You mean, Wesley Crusher, on Star Trek?" And he goes, "Oh, did I not give you the opportunity to discover it yourself?" And this is where we find out that as a youth, Sheldon absolutely idolized Wesley Crusher because apparently he had an eidetic memory
Okay,
just like him.
now can I say my
Now you can.
trivia?
Yes, you can.
Um, all right. So he said Wesley Crusher had an eidetic memory just like mine. Get Barney out of the screen, thank you.
It's not my fault. He just turns up.
The December 10th, 1986 casting call featured in Star Trek The Next Generation Companion, a series guide and script library from 1999,
Mm.
cites a photographic memory, while the March 23rd, 1987 Star Trek The Next Generation writer director's guide cites his superior memory. Now, technically, a photographic memory is it's interchangeable with eidetic memory.
Okay.
So I'm not sure why they're making a big deal out of it, but just in case anybody cares.
Oh, okay. So we find out that when Sheldon was, well, when he was younger, he went
Okay.
to,
He said that he took a 10-hour bus trip
yes,
to Jackson, Mississippi for the
Dixie Trick, yeah.
Star Trek convention in 1995.
Mm.
So this implies that the bus originated in Texas. However, by 1995, Sheldon's father had passed away and Sheldon was already at Caltech. And it would take
So
a lot
what,
longer than 10 hours to go from
so,
California to
okay,
Mississippi.
so what age would Sheldon have been in 95?
Okay, hang on. We just had his birthday. So let me look at my calendar real quick and
Yeah.
give me 1 second there. All right, let's go
He
to
rode tw 10
bus
hours by
20.
bus. Apparently, he also twice violated his rule of relieving himself on a moving vehicle.
Yep.
And he was also wearing his Starfleet cadet's uniform as well.
Come on,
A-
where is it?
And of course, he just went there just to meet his idol, Wil Wheaton, and also to have him sign his mint in package Wesley Crusher action figure.
Yeah, all right. Hang on. Let me just
Because I'd
Google it.
really be interested to find out why it was like what age he was in 95.
All right, give me 1 second.
Because yeah, if it was after his dad had passed away,
Is February 26th, 1980.
so 15
So he would have been 15
at Caltech,
and he would have just started Caltech.
so he wouldn't have traveled 10
Well, it
hours.
depends on when the Dixie Trek was.
Yeah,
Okay,
because we
okay.
just know that it's 1995, so it could have been any, yeah, because it could have been the end of the year. No, no, that's in winter
Oh,
time,
in the beginning of the year. But
the
it's
beginning of the year. And I'm pretty sure it's going to be a long distance between from California to
okay.
Mississippi.
Um all right. Hang on.
Because yeah, I don't know what the
Come on.
distance is between
Okay.
Mississippi and Pasadena. Oh, Caltech.
All right. When did it run? Okay, the last one was in 1995.
Okay, that was the Dixie Trek.
That's
Okay,
the Dixie Trek. It originally started as Emery Trek. But when was it? Um, all it says is April.
April. Okay, so
So technically, Sheldon could have gone because he wouldn't have started Caltech until fall,
okay, so he would have
until like
been
August, September.
right. So he could have been there.
So he could have done it. All right, all right.
So he
We
could
buy
have
the
left
premise,
from Texas. So he
and he
wouldn't
would
have
have been
gone.
going from Texas, so the 10 hours would be about right.
Right. Okay.
However,
Yeah.
the Dixie Trek sci-fi conventions, including the 1995 one, were always held in Atlanta, Georgia, never Jackson, Mississippi. The
Okay.
Mississippi convention was Coast Con, held in Biloxi, Mississippi.
Okay.
Yeah, so the writers didn't do quite enough homework on that one.
Okay. But they got it pretty close.
They got close.
They got close.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was close enough to be believable.
Yeah. But we find out that when he got to there to have his action figure signed, Wil Wheaton didn't appear. And of course, this is where Sheldon then pledged eternal hatred for him,
Yes,
basically ranking him sixth on his all-time enemies list.
and quoting Khan Noonien Singh from The Wrath of Khan.
Yeah. So this is
He
where,
vexes me.
and every time he says about, when Sheldon gets angry, Raj is like, oh, well, absolutely, sign here.
Yeah,
So he gets to the point where
he finally
he
signs.
finally signs it. And I like it how Stuart looks and goes, okay, Raj, you're teamed up with Wil Wheaton, Die.
Die.
Now, as quick as he signed it,
Yeah, there's no way
no,
he could have written all that. Even in my
no,
bad handwriting, you couldn't write it that fast.
no.
But now the Die Will Wheaton Die
Yeah.
isn't just funny.
Okay.
It actually references several early internet Usenet groups aimed at Wil Wheaton's character Wesley Crusher, and most had names similar to alt.die.wesleycrusher.die
Why is everyone against Wesley Crusher for?
because he was an annoying know-it-all kid.
Yeah, but I mean,
Okay, okay, in a traditional high school he probably would have been bullied because he was smarter than everybody else and he
Right.
didn't have the best social skills.
So Sheldon.
Yeah, a little
Yeah.
bit. That's
Yeah.
part of why Sheldon liked him so much, is he could see a lot of himself. There was a lot of representation of Sheldon in Wesley
In
Crusher,
wisdom. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I got you.
including the overprotective mother that seemed to always be there.
Yeah.
Yep.
So the next scene we see is Leonard, Penny, and Howard are in a car going to pick up his date. And this is where Howard actually says to Penny, so what did you tell my future wife about me? And he says, I told her that you're an aerospace engineer and you speak five languages. And he goes, six if you
Six if you
count
count
Klingon.
Klingon. And
And of
Leonard's
course,
like, women don't count Klingon,
yeah,
Howard,
not at
do
all.
they? And she's like, no.
And apparently that he also has an unhealthy attachment to his mother.
And he's like,
And
and Howard's like, what?
And I like it also because Raj had actually said at the in the lunch Caltech that Howard has got 6% body fat. So
3% body
3% body
fat.
fat. So when he goes to the beach, he looks like a chicken wing.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
when they're
oh,
in,
a human chicken wing.
yeah,
Now he says, did you tell her about the
the
body
body
fat?
fat.
And Penny says, no, I figured that I'd leave that for a nice little surprise for her to discover on her own.
Yeah,
And then she does the unhealthy attachment to his
to his
mother
mother.
thing. And she's just like, I'm joking, Howard. And Leonard looks at Penny and says, yeah, another delightful surprise for Bernadette.
Uh-huh. But as we find out, she actually does like Bernadette.
Yeah,
Howard's mum does.
yeah.
She's not threatened by the fact that Howard is going to be dating Bernadette in
I
previous
think
episodes.
Howard's mother, much in the same way as Sheldon's mother, has basically given up on him ever finding someone
Yeah.
and having grandkids. And the fact that he actually found somebody that's willing to stay with him and become part of his life, she's just grateful that he has found a nice girl.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, she'd rather that she was Jewish.
Oh, absolutely. But
Yeah.
in this sense, it's just a relief that she doesn't have to worry about Howard so much.
Hmm.
And I think that's another thing
It's
is
kind of
that
like, what's up?
that's I was going to say that's very much like, with your mum
Yeah.
and us is
Yeah.
the
I was
fact
just
that
going to say the same thing.
okay, well you can tell
Yeah.
them.
Well, my mother, um, for the last few years of her life, her health wasn't really great, and she had a
Mm,
lot of health issues. And we were talking one day, and she said how, because, okay, she and my mother had a total relationships goals relationship. They were married for 52 years when my dad died. And we all kind of figured that when one went, the other would be within 6 months.
mm,
Mom stuck around for 23 and a half years.
yeah.
Okay.
She just
And
wanted to be around for peace and quiet.
and she and I were talking about this one day, and she said, well, I can't go yet because I need to make sure the grandkids are going to be okay.
Mm,
And by the time she finally went, they were all pretty much married and had kids of their own.
yeah.
And they called her Gigi Ma, which I always thought
Jijima.
was adorable. And Um, and she said, plus I can't go until I know that you have someone to look after you.
Yeah.
And I would always say, well, then get used to being immortal because that ain't gonna happen.
Hmm.
And then I met Paul.
And then there was me.
And my mother absolutely adored Paul. It's like she and I talked almost every day.
How could you not?
And on the weekends, my mom and I'd be talking, and I'd be like, okay, I have to go to the bathroom here. Talk to Paul for a minute, and I'll be right back. And I'd hand the phone over, and like an hour later, I'd
Yeah,
finally get my
yeah,
phone back.
yeah.
And then I'd be like, okay, I gotta go. My battery's dying. My phone's gonna die.
I've just taken up your entire battery talking to your
Yeah,
mum.
pretty much. But I love the fact of how much because she didn't just love Paul because of how he loves me and looks after me.
Mm,
She loved him for his own sake because he's just a beautiful person. And she just genuinely enjoyed talking with him.
yeah. Yeah, I had a lot of wonderful conversations. And as I said to Kat the other day, is that, I'm glad that I actually got a decent mother-in-law because
Yeah.
the mother-in-law and father-in-law that I had previously, no,
And
they were not.
my dad would have loved him.
Yeah.
He really would have.
And my mum would have absolutely loved Kat
Yeah.
because the daughter-in-law that my mother got,
Yeah, the
no.
first one. But
The first one was not a
yeah,
good
but
fit.
unfortunately my dad died 12 years before I met Paul.
Yeah. But he's very happy about the fact that
I
I'm
I
here.
liked it. Well, we always say that Paul's mom and my dad got met each other in the coffee klatch in heaven and said, "You know what? Your son and my daughter would make a good team. Let's make sure they meet."
Yeah. And they went
So
three,
we're
two,
convinced
one.
that they got us
Woof.
together.
Yeah. They sent they sent pixie dust down to
Yep,
us.
they did.
So
Yep.
so the next thing we see is Sheldon and Raj are playing in the tournament set up at the comic book store. Now, this is what I find interesting. Raj is being an unconscionable douche.
Yeah.
He
Okay. So
knows that
so
he has got Sheldon.
they're playing these two guys.
Yeah.
They win, and he is like, "Oh, tell your mom we're sorry when she
When
comes
you
and
tries to
pick you
pick you
up,
up.
or I'll just do it tonight."
Yeah, Raj is being
He's
really,
being a
really,
very
I mean,
sore winner.
the only reason that they are winning so well is
Is
because he's
Sheldon.
got Sheldon.
Yeah.
Outside of that, if you had Howard and Raj,
Yeah.
I don't think Raj would be so uh what's the word that I'm looking for? Smug about it.
He wouldn't be so arrogant about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He would be just okay, I'm doing my best to get through this tournament. But
Yep.
he knows that he's got Sheldon. Sheldon's got an eidetic memory. He knows all the cards. He knows
Yeah.
how to play.
Yeah. Sheldon's the one
Yeah.
you want to take to Vegas and play blackjack with.
Yes. Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. Although there was a time that um he went to Atlantic City. Remember he was watching roulette and he wanted to put down two large bets. And he was sitting there with a notepad and pen.
No.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah. Yeah.
okay.
So as we're going along,
So
this
they
is where
win.
Sheldon keeps looking over at Wil Wheaton
Okay, that's when he just keeps staring at Wil Wheaton, and he says to Raj, "So when do I get to face Wil Wheaton?" And Raj says, "So after we beat Lonely Larry and
and
Captain
Captain
Sweatpants in the
Sweatpants.
next round, then we'll meet up with Wheaton in the final." And he's like,
Yeah.
"So the only thing that blocks me is Lonely Larry. Stand between me and Wil Wheaton is Lonely Larry and Captain Sweatpants."
Yeah.
And then he looks at Wil Wheaton and he's just giving him this like death stare and says, "Revenge is the best dish," and says something in Klingon.
But not yet. We're not there yet.
Oh,
No. He keeps looking over and he says, Wil Wheaton, my old friend, I've
yes.
chased you around the moons of Nibia, around Antree's maelstrom, and around Partition's flames. And I like how Raj remarks that Wesley Crusher was actually in Star Trek, the
Next
Next Generation
generation. Why do
franchise,
you keep quoting the
Wrath of
Wrath of
Khan.
Khan?
And he's like, silence.
Silence.
But it doesn't deter Sheldon because he keeps, going on this thing about the different Star Trek thing. And, and every time Rose goes, would you stop? And he's like, silence,
Yep.
silence. So this is where
Hmm.
we go from there, we go over to the restaurant.
Yes.
Now, where we are seeing Howard
Oh, okay. Before that, though,
they're in the car first.
yeah,
That's right.
and Howard's like, "Do you like sci-fi?" No.
No,
"Do you like games?" And she's like, "Bedroom or board?" And he's like, "Well, either." And she's like,
no.
"No." And he's like, "Do you like magic?" "Not particularly."
Yeah. And I like it how he goes, puppies, where do you
No, no,
stand?
that's
Oh,
at the
no, that's right in the
restaurant.
restaurant. Sorry, that is,
And
yes.
Leonard looks at Penny and is like, "This is going to be a
Gonna be a long night.
really long night." And she's like, "Oh yeah."
Now, back in the tournament,
Okay,
right?
now before you get
Yeah,
into that,
yeah.
did you notice Wil Wheaton's t-shirt?
I can't
It
say
had
I
this like
really,
kind of robot-y
yeah,
thing
yeah,
on it.
I remember sort of seeing it, but I can't remember
Okay,
directly.
it's not terribly noteworthy, but I thought
Yeah.
the trivia was fun.
Okay.
It's from a popular gaming web cartoon called Penny Arcade.
Okay.
Wil Wheaton gave the keynote at the Penny Arcade Expo in 2007.
Okay. Penny Arcade.
Yeah.
That's the cartoon, is it?
It's a online web cartoon.
Cart-
Oh yeah,
Oh, oh, oh,
yeah.
it is. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, I
that's kind
can.
of fun.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah. Okay.
That's an interesting little one.
Yeah. So I just thought the trivia was fun.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, yeah. Well, there we go. The more you know.
Now, Sheldon earlier did mention his enemies list. He has it extensive. enemies
Enemies
list.
list. Yeah, he
Which,
does.
spoiler alert, in the final episode, and he's writing his acceptance speech, it's 2.5 hours because he wants to neener everybody that ever said he wouldn't do it and the whole enemies list.
Yeah.
But he names a bully from his childhood, Billy Sparks, who, if you've watched Young Sheldon, we know that that's the kid who lived next door and raised the chickens,
Yep.
and said that he put dog poop on the handlebars of his bicycle.
Yes, he did. Yeah.
Now, think about that. This is Sheldon.
Sheldon would not ride a bike outside.
Since it's been
Wouldn't ride a bike.
established, and it was established in other original series big episodes, that growing up, Sheldon eschewed anything other children would consider fun in order to pursue a scientific interest. It's
Yes.
out of character for him to have owned a bicycle. However, he may have gotten one as a hand-me-down from his brother, since in one episode of Young Sheldon, he does have a paper route and uses a bicycle to carry out
So
letters.
he got Georgie's bike.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
that's how he could have actually got the dog poop on the handlebars.
Exactly.
Because there is a scene in Young Sheldon where his mother says go out and play. So he walks over to a tire swing, pushes it, and goes, "There, I played."
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. So yeah, yes, everyone, we do know Young Sheldon as well,
Yeah,
pretty easily. So we can
yeah.
easily quote a
I
lot of
love that
Young
show.
Sheldon.
I love that show.
So now we're in the comic book store,
Hmm.
and Raj and Sheldon are playing Captain Sweatpants and Lonely Larry in their tournament match. But obviously, as we know, Sheldon decimates Lonely Larry and Captain
Yeah,
Sweatpants.
and he does the same thing where it's like, okay, you're going to play that, you're going to play that, I
I'm
will
going to
play
play
that,
this,
game
Raj is going to do
over.
that, and it's going to be done. And I like it how they sit there and they go, they throw the cards down and like walk off as as if to say, really? Like
I
you
know
couldn't have...
it's almost like Sheldon shouldn't be allowed to play, to be honest
Yeah,
with you, because it's
yeah,
just
there's
such an unfair
way under.
advantage.
Thank you. I was going to say very unfair advantage to have someone as talented with an eidetic memory as Sheldon.
Yeah,
That's not fair. But then
yeah.
again, I will say that there is one person that I think is should not be playing this tournament. Okay,
Stuart?
Stuart. He is. It's run at his comic book
Hmm.
store, and he's the one that started the tournament. He shouldn't be allowed
Yeah.
in it.
I have been thinking about this.
Hmm.
Technically, he's the one who creates the rules for the tournament, so it's up to
Yep.
him to say whether he can play or not.
Yep.
My suspicion is that he wants to play and he wants to be part of it, and I get that, but he probably does have a caveat that he would not take any of the prize money.
Well, I'd hope not because this is $500 prize money. He's teaming up obviously with Wil Wheaton. So in the event that, in the event they win, he gets $250 out of his own prize money that he's no.
Either that, or he and Will may have signed an agreement that if they win, all the money goes to charity.
Yeah, I mean I can see that Wil Wheaton would be like, no, I'm gonna take my 250 because I don't own the comic book store, but your 250, if we should win, would have to go to charity.
Or maybe Will Wheaton was going to get all 500.
Maybe, yeah,
Yeah.
maybe. So we see that Sheldon, obviously
Okay,
is,
okay. So after they beat Lonely Larry and Captain Sweatpants,
yeah,
he looks at Will Wheaton and says something in Klingon.
which is now I've got
Well,
it
hold
here.
on,
Yep, okay.
hold on. Will Wheaton leans over to
Stuart.
Stewart and says, "Did that guy just say to me in Klingon, revenge is a dish best served cold?"
And
And
he's like,
Stewart is like, "Yeah." And
yeah.
he's like, "What is wrong with him?" And Stewart's like, "Well, we each of us have a different theory."
Now,
Now you were saying how you don't like what they do to Bernadette.
no.
I love Stewart in these first episodes that he's in. I love his character. I love the
Yeah,
way
me
he
too.
is.
Yeah.
And I hate what they do to him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They
There was no
reverse
reason
him.
for that.
Yeah. They reverse both characters.
Yeah, and
They
there's
go
just no
from
reason.
Yeah, they go from Stuart being confident and able to approach Penny
And a
to
decent
being,
business owner,
yeah, to basically being a loser and
overpathetic.
virtually suicidal.
Yeah.
And you got Bernadette starting off as a nice girl to turn into a super bitch.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Maybe Stewart is online representation for bipolar and depression.
Maybe then what's Bernadette? Bernadette is just the mean girl.
Yeah.
turns from a nice girl to a mean girl.
I don't know what the deal is with her. I never
Now,
will.
there is the quote in Klingon. I'm going to try it. I am going to murder it. So,
Okay, go for it.
all of
We
you start.
apologize to any
Okay,
Klingons listening.
any Klingon listening, any Star Trek fan, and I'm sure there are many of you guys that are listening, you are going to sit there and this is going to be nails on a chalkboard for you, but hold tight. I'm going to try.
Okay.
So, Sheldon exclaims, man, this is going to be terrible. Bortus blur jab. Nah, far. I'm going to
Oh,
kill
all
me.
right. Let me try this.
Bortus blur jablu
Let
di
me go to.
ray quail nye.
Okay, hang on.
So everyone that has just had their ears bleeding right now, I'm sorry. It is, yeah, it is very hard to say that in Klingon.
All right, let me go
And I
down to.
know that
Let
no,
me go down to
and
the
I know that if I
quote.
said to anybody, just write in and say, just tell me if I said that correctly, I would get 100 emails saying, no, you killed it, you murdered us.
Wartas blurred jablide re quaco night.
Of course, you'd say it.
Oh,
Okay.
oh, I'm convinced that I positively butchered it, but you just have to say it with great conviction and confidence, and and fierceness
I don't know how you could even pull that off.
because I'm awesome,
Because, well, I know you're awesome,
and
but
I'm also a language geek.
well, this is why I'm not a Klingon. But I murdered a whole I just murdered a whole lot of people's ears in Klingon. So
Yeah.
don't don't email me and say you killed the language because I know everybody I did. So
Email him. Email him.
don't email me. No, I need self-esteem. Believe me. I need my own self-esteem. So don't
Email him with sound bites of you saying it properly.
no, don't do that.
Oh,
Because
that would be awesome.
Okay, if anybody emails me with a sound bite of that,
Uh-huh.
I am going to record it and put it up on the channel just to say this is how it sounds correctly.
Okay.
But yeah, yeah, I murdered that one. I'm sorry. I'm not a Klingon.
No.
I never
He's
will
also
be.
not a huge Star Trek fan like I am.
No, she is a
I am
Star
a
Trek
Trekker.
nerd, so yeah.
I am.
I don't know what the difference between a Trekker and a Trekkie, but I'm not going to go down that one.
Yeah.
That's a rabbit hole we can't go
Yeah,
down
we
right
can't
now.
go down
We'll
that
be
one.
we'll be here. Someone will be sitting there going, a 4.5 hour podcast? What the hell are they talking about? The episode's only 22 minutes. Yeah, we get off
Yeah.
topic a lot. So at dinner, now we're at the restaurant with Howard and Bernadette and Leonard and Penny. Howard is still trying to find common ground with Bernadette.
And
And I
he's
like
like,
it.
puppies.
What? Where is your stand on puppies? And she goes,
One bit my face when I was a kid.
and of course he goes, oh, of course it did.
Of course.
This is where Howard receives a call from his mother. And of course, Bernadette says, are you going to answer that? And he goes, well, I could
I mean,
because
she might be dying, and who'd want to miss that? However, if I let it go to
go to
voicemail, then I
voicemail,
can
I could
listen to
play
it
it
over and
over and
over.
over again.
Yeah.
And
Now, hold on.
yeah,
So, in season 8, spoiler alert,
very spoiler alert, everybody.
the episode, The Comic Book Store Regeneration,
Mm,
Howard does get a call from his aunt informing him that his mother has passed.
yeah,
Understandably, his reaction is very different than the flippant comment scene in this episode. Now,
yeah,
I know that Howard loves his mother loves him. I have known
a little too
Jewish
much.
families that when their normal speaking with each other is considered screaming in other households.
It is. I've listened to it. It's terrifying.
Yeah. Um,
I couldn't live like that.
no.
But then again, I guess if you grew up like that, it would be just be
Yeah,
normal.
it's second nature.
Yeah,
Now that being said, it's always bothered me how he talks like that about her and to her.
about dying and whatever.
Yeah, about it just horrible things that he says to her, you crazy old bat.
You make me want to kill myself? Yeah.
Yeah. And just different things like that. And it hurts the heart.
But is that seen as like their way of just like communicating in fun and jest? It's not
See,
serious.
no, but okay, if that had been a call saying that something had happened to his mother, he would have felt like crap.
Oh, absolutely. Because
Okay?
he's just said about the
Right.
big brain aneurysm.
And the honest truth is that okay, let's say that, we listen to how he speaks to his mother and calls her names and she says rude things to him.
Mm.
And honestly, she actually doesn't really say rude
No,
things
she
to him.
doesn't, does she?
No, she doesn't, but
No.
he does.
Yeah.
And I, the unconscious mind
Mm.
cannot distinguish between a joke and reality.
Okay.
So, on an unconscious level, her mind and her heart are hearing these things, and it's part of why she is so challenged and why she eats like she does and has the weight that she does,
Yeah.
because in on an unconscious level, on some level, it's almost like she believes he doesn't love her.
I don't believe that we can lay the blame wholly and solely on Howard with regards to her eating and that
No,
sort
I
of
mean
thing.
there are a lot of
I
factors
think
to
that
that,
big one was
but
when
let's say it really doesn't help.
no, it doesn't. But I think the fact that Howard's father left when he was young would have certainly done something incredibly to his mother's self-esteem.
Oh yeah,
You
totally.
know?
And then to have her son constantly backing that
Yeah,
up,
yeah,
gee, thanks.
yeah. So it really,
You're
yeah.
a jerk, Howard.
Yeah, so Howard is really, yeah. It's almost like a stereo. Yeah, I understand it. Yeah, it's only when you really look at it that you can actually see what you're saying is
Yeah,
pretty much spot on.
yeah,
That Howard is permeating what she believes as to
yeah.
be
He's
her.
perpetuating
Yeah,
her lack of self-belief
yeah,
and
because she's
worth.
already had it from her husband,
Yeah,
and now she's getting it from her son.
yeah,
So,
exactly. And it's not fair and it's not right. And Howard is a complete and utter shit for doing it.
but I do believe that when it comes to when Howard's mum does pass away, there is that moment of all the nasty things I used to say to her,
Yeah,
and he would say, I didn't mean it. It was just a joke.
yeah,
But obviously, at that moment, he would have gone, shit, you
yeah.
know?
So, spoiler alert,
Yeah,
when in a future episode, when she falls and breaks her hip
mm,
and needs care,
yeah,
and she ends up going through a few people because she's driving them all nuts.
yeah,
And then Stuart comes in and he's just the right personality for her.
yeah,
And he basically becomes like her best friend.
yeah,
That explains why she attached so much to him, is because he was nice to her.
yeah, he was.
He loved her for herself, not because she took him in when he needed a place and helped him
Mm,
get the comic book store back up and running and all of these things. She did that because she cared for Stuart and wanted to see him happy.
yeah,
And it also explains why Howard is so jealous at that point, because she's treating him almost more like a son than he is.
yeah,
And it's because he's acting like the son she honestly wishes that she had had, who
yeah.
was nice to her and loved her and was kind to her.
And even at one stage, Howard basically says about, well, she can be a bit much. And he's like, no, she's great.
Yeah,
So there is that. Is Howard really understanding with to his mother?
yeah.
You know, it's almost like we always sometimes believe. It's always a belief that we take our mothers and fathers for granted until they're not there.
Well,
So,
I call that the innocent narcissism of children.
hmm,
It's like I was thinking about this the other day, with moving out and wanting to create our own lives and everything else. And that's a natural progression
yeah,
to do that. But as the child, you never stop and think about how it's going to impact your parents,
yeah. I remember
especially.
my mum read something was a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. And I don't know whether this is true or not, but this is just what she found in a newspaper. There was a little quote that said, "A daughter is a daughter for all of your life. A son is a son until he takes a wife."
Mm,
Now, I don't know whether there's any validity on that, but
yeah.
maybe that is. I mean, even though Mrs. Wallowitz has been saying to Howard, you know, little when he says, your little bird's, you're afraid the little bird's going to leave, and she goes, "Little bird, you're almost 30 for God's sake, fly, goddamn it, fly,
Yeah.
leave the nest."
Yeah.
So
Well, and that's the thing is our parents do want to see us independent and
yeah,
self-reliant and successful
yeah,
in the
and happy,
world,
yeah,
and especially happy.
yeah,
But it doesn't change the fact that it leaves a hole when we move out,
Yeah.
you know? And but yeah, I think of it like with our dog Oliver when he like okay, so we have this couch where Paul and I both have a recliner on either end of it, and then there's like a seat in the middle, and that has become Oliver's spot.
Mm-hmm. It has.
And he jumps up and he'll tend to cuddle with one or the other of us, but like first thing in the morning he loves to cuddle with his head on Paul, kick me with his feet to try and get more room, and get Paul to
Yeah.
rub his belly. And it's
Yeah.
just and he gets upset if Paul stops rubbing his belly.
Uh-huh.
And it's the innocent narcissism of pets. It's the
Yeah.
same thing.
If anybody's wondering, I've got no fingerprints left. I can go and rob a bank. I can easily rob a bank right now because they're never going to get any fingerprints. All my fingerprints have been rubbed off on the dog.
Yeah.
So, but as I said, we see that
Boy, how did we get off on that one?
no idea. This is
Oh,
why
that's right. Okay, so
this is why the
Howard got the
family love
call from
us.
his mother.
Yeah.
He got the call from his mother, and he's like saying how his mother drives him nuts. And Bernadette's like, "Oh, that's nothing.
Yeah.
Does your mother come over and lay out your clothes?"
No, first of all, she says,
You,
"Oh, does your mother lay out your clothes for you to wear the following day?" And he goes, "You live with your mother?" And she goes,
no,
"No."
that morning to wear that
That's
day.
right. And she goes, "No, that's the sad part." And he goes, "Well, my mother made me wear rubber
Or
gloves to kindergarten
yeah, so he
to
wouldn't
stop me
catch
from
it.
catching a disease."
Now, actually, the first one though was, "Oh, really? Does your mother call you every day to make sure you had a healthy
Oh
lunch?"
yeah, you don't say this
And
at a
Howard's
dining room
like,
table.
well, my mother calls me every day to see if I had a healthy bowel movement. And that's when Leonard leans over to Penny and says, Einstein was wrong. And she says, what do you mean? He says, time doesn't slow down when you approach the sun. It slows down when
Speed
you
of light.
approach them.
Yeah, exactly. And this is where it's also, when you say that, Leonard goes, "Oh, like
Yeah.
I didn't want to hear that. I'm
Yeah.
trying to eat dinner."
So then
And
they do
and of
the
course,
clothes thing, the thing. And he says, you know what? You need to come to
no, no,
Shabbos
no,
dinner.
no, no. There's
Oh,
one more that she does
oh,
that I think is hilarious. Bernadette says, "It's nothing. My mother wouldn't let me ride a bicycle because she thought that I would hit a bump and lose my virginity." And he goes, "Oh, you
did you?
didn't, did you?" And she goes, "No, in
In
a
a
Camry,
Camry. He's like, oh,
Corolla."
in a Corolla.
Which we'll find out who he lost his virginity to,
Yeah,
but we'll
we're
get
not
to
going to
that.
go there yet.
So this is where he invites her over to dinner.
To Shabbos dinner at my house. She's like,
Yeah.
why? And he's like, are you kidding? A nice Catholic girl like you wearing a big old cross like that, it would give my mother the aneurysm I've been praying for.
Yep. And this is where she goes, "Well, okay, but as long as you come to my
To
house on
Sunday
Sunday
dinner
dinner
at my
wearing
house wearing a yarmulke.
yarmulke." Yeah.
And
And
he's like, done.
yeah, and then Howard says, "Would you like some wine?" And she goes, "I would love to." And I love it how Penny looks over at Leonard and goes, "Am I a matchmaker or what?" And Leonard gives her the thumbs up as if to say, "Yes, you certainly are." Now we are at the comic book store, and this is the final part of the tournament.
And everybody's gathered
Everyone's
around
gathered around.
watching.
So it is Sheldon and Raj going up against Will and
And
Stuart.
Stuart.
And this is the final match.
And they lay down, and Will lays down a particular card, and Sheldon lays down the same one.
And
And
then
so they,
says, "We battle to the death."
yep, they have
So,
to,
so,
and
so
everybody
Raj, yeah.
comes in
So
closer.
Raj is no longer in the game because it's
Nope.
basically now one on one.
Yeah, it's,
Stuart can't play.
yep,
Raj can't play. It's Sheldon and Wes.
yep, yep.
But
And
we
Wes,
find Wesley, sorry. Oh, sorry,
no,
Will, sorry.
Will,
But we find out there is a bit of a problem with this. As we're going along, this is where Will actually says
no, no. He looks at him, and Will realizes that he's going to lose
yeah,
in
because
three in
Sheldon
three in
actually
three
in
moves.
three
He's going to
moves.
lose,
Yeah,
and that's when Sheldon gets
says
arrogant,
yeah, and
leans back and says, "The year was
was 1995,
1995, and I took this 10-hour bus ride and
the annual
violated my
Dixie Trick
personal
Convention.
rule
Yep.
of not relieving myself on a moving vehicle twice just to get to the DixieCon convention to get my action figure signed by my idol, Wil Wheaton." And he didn't show.
Yeah, and this is Will. This is where Will goes. You were at the the Dixie Trek convention. Oh, dude, I couldn't go there because my grandmother had just died.
You lost your Mima?
And that's when he goes, "Oh, I have to do that. I call my nana Mima," and Will goes, "You
I would
know,
have been one sad little moon
moon
pie.
pie."
I have to clarify that by saying she called me moon pie.
Yeah, and this is where Will actually says, "I'm sorry that I disappointed you," and then he says, "It's a special relationship, you have
Between a
between
boy and his
and his
grandmother.
grandmother," and so this is where he says, you know, the fact that Sheldon is lulled into playing Enchanted Bunny because,
Okay,
as
well,
Will
okay, okay.
says, you
So,
know, I
so
I disappointed you. I didn't mean to.
yeah. So before this, Will played a sulfur card.
Oh, okay.
Sheldon counters with brimstone.
Yes.
Now, technically, they should have gone to a sudden death match again because sulfur and brimstone are the same thing, although brimstone is just the archaic name for it, for sulfur.
Okay, but I think when he played Sulfur and Sheldon playing Brimstone, they were already in a one-on-one.
Yeah, I know, but I'm
And
just
as
saying
Sheldon
that would have
says,
triggered a
yeah,
sudden death anyway.
because yeah, and Sheldon then said, "You're going to play this, I'll play that, and in 3 moves you lose the game."
Yeah,
Until the story comes up that he lost
it
his
was his
grandmother.
grandmother.
And so this is where he says, "It's okay, Sheldon. I've lost.
I
You can,
disappointed you.
yeah,
It's okay.
you can play this card."
And
And this
out
is
of
where Sheldon,
sympathy,
yeah, Sheldon goes, "No, I can't beat someone who loves their Mima and plays Enchanted
Enchanted
Bunny."
Bunny, and
And
everything kills
and
Enchanted
yeah,
Bunny.
and Raj is like, "Not Enchanted
Enchanted
Bunny."
Bunny and Will, I okay.
This is a real
Wi-
shit move, but it's a smart
Will
move.
Wheaton, I've seen in interviews, was so happy to sign on to this show because he's a total nerd himself,
Yeah,
but he loved the fact that he was able to play a caricature of himself
yeah,
and
that makes
be a
sense.
bad guy.
Yeah,
And then
this is a real shit
and
move that he does.
oh, he's like, okay, my small rock kills your enchanted bunny. And I call my Mima Nana, and she's going to be really happy to know that I won.
That I beat her. Take that, moon pie.
Pie.
And he
And,
goes,
and he's like,
"What?
your Mima's alive? And he's like,
Oh,
oh,
you
you
catch
catch
on
on
quick."
fast.
And he goes, "Come on, Stewie, let's go get our prize money." And Stewart gets up and goes, "This is fun."
Yeah.
And this is where, after Sheldon yells, "I can't," in Khan-like fashion, and I'm not going to scream it because it just takes too long.
Wait
And as he's screaming, the camera then pans out to a picture of the Earth. Basically, it's basically mocking
Basically saying you can hear
mocking the
him
scene
screaming around the world.
yeah, and it's basically mocking the scene from 82, The Wrath of Khan. The episode goes black,
I,
and that is the end of the episode.
yep.
I thought, as I said, I've always liked this episode. I think this is a really great episode, and as I said, we've now met Bernadette. I just really wish that they had just kept her as a really nice girl.
Yeah.
I understand, and a lot of people are going to say the same thing that I'm saying, and they'll agree with me. It was to try and rein Howard in from being domineering in the relationship. Someone
Yeah.
has to wear the pants in the
Yeah.
relationship. Someone has to be the alpha to the beta. But they didn't have to they could have actually made the relationship 50-50.
They could have made her stronger
Yeah,
within the
with
relationship, but kept her nicer outside of it.
exactly.
Yeah.
But they went from 0 to 1 million with
Yeah, they
Bernadette
did.
way too
And
hard.
we'll get there, honey.
We
We'll get
will.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how was our food this week?
It was just a little bit food heavy this week.
Mm-hmm.
We had a Chinese takeout, we
Yep.
had snacks, we had an other restaurant, like we didn't know what kind of restaurant they went to,
Yep.
and we had lunch at Caltech.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Now, do we have any? Actually, no. What was our question of the week?
If you could enter a tournament for any hobby or fandom and actually win $500, what would you absolutely dominate?
I want anybody to think about what I could possibly do as far as domination. I don't think anyone has actually got any idea what I could dominate in, so I'm just going to just leave it at that.
Kiss an 80s anything.
Maybe people on YouTube would be looking behind me now going, "I've got Okay, I don't know.
Well, the
It's
honest truth is
hard.
if he was in a trivia tournament for anything 80s, whether it's music, movies, toys,
Mm,
cartoons, he would dominate.
yeah.
He really would.
The
That
more
and
I,
anything Kiss related.
the more I think about it, the more I'm becoming, and I'm thinking that I'm actually a closeted nerd.
Closeted?
Well, I was captain of the basketball team. I was a jock all through school. I did
Mm,
so many sports and activities and stuff like that. I never really got into comic books, or my only vice was basically the 80s and Kiss.
yes.
But I really wasn't nerdish, as they would
Yeah.
say,
Boy, I
Maybe
always have been.
maybe it's as I've gotten older and I'm no longer able to play sport, like, be the captain of the basketball team and stuff like that, that I've branched into my other interest. Although in saying that, it also helps that if you've got a partner that actually encourages your interests. See, I was saying to Kat
And
the other,
support your addiction?
I was saying to Kat yesterday, I think it was, that with my ex-wife, this room wouldn't exist
Yeah.
because I was never allowed to express my own individuality, my own interest. And any interest that I had, I could actually have, but as long as it was in a box underneath the bed, so I
Yeah.
could never see it. So a display like this, my own room with all my memorabilia and all that stuff, has only been made possible because of Cat.
Yeah, the only caveat that I had to him having his own room was that he took the small bedroom.
That I took the small room. So
Yeah, because I have a ginormous desk and a few other things in here and um my
although
bookcase.
although in saying that, when I get my tax check, I am going to be buying two more shelf units here,
Hmm.
so everyone will be able to see that my room is going to expand on the
One of
right
these
hand
days
side of
we'll
me.
have Paul give you a tour. We'll do a YouTube video tour.
Yeah, we'll do a live. Okay. I said to the people about the fact that we might do a live YouTube video. I will do a live YouTube video of my room, so I will let everybody know when that's going to happen, so you can all tune in.
Yep.
So it'll be like an evening for everyone else in the world and daytime for where I
Yeah.
am.
Okay,
So,
so I think this week's question is super interesting, and I would dearly love it if all of our fam commented and told us um, what they enjoy knowing about.
mm, yeah.
Yeah, the frame is a hobby or fandom that you would actually win $500 in a tournament. But seriously, what are the things that you're really like crazy about?
Yeah. Are you a stamp collector that you know all about stamps? Do you know all about different card games? Are you know everything about, yeah, anything, music, guitars, whatever.
Big Bang Theory?
Big Bang Theory. It could be even, well, everything about every episode of MASH, which we watch as well.
Yeah,
But, it's obscure stuff, or, every person that ever was on the Love Boat,
yeah,
or something that really gives you passion, that you go, you know what, I work 9 to 5, but outside of my 9 to 5, I love going into my man cave or in my girl shed or whatever, and I collect this or collect that or do this, something really, that
yeah,
is just you're passionate about. So,
yeah,
yep.
exactly. So we'd
So you,
love to hear about it.
yeah, so you can email us perpetualmotionsquad00@gmail.com. You can answer us directly on the Spotify on the page, or in the Spotify comment section, or you can also add it on the YouTube video. So just
Don't
put your
forget the
comments there.
Facebook page.
As I just said, that Facebook
Oh,
page. Yeah.
oh, I missed that part.
Yep. You got 4 places to go and find us.
What do you
So.
think I would dominate in?
Well, the most terrifying thing is Law and Order, and I know she could easily
That's
just
mean.
she could dispose of me, and I'd never be found.
Just that's mean.
No, no, you have got a lot of things. You got your shield, you've got your Big Bang collection, but you would dominate definitely in that, or what's the Call the Midwife?
Hmm.
Yep. Um hmm. Well, I definitely
Outlander.
say oh yes, thank you. Outlander. I was trying to find the other one. Yes, Outlander.
Yep.
Or Gilmore Girls.
Oh yeah.
Yep. Dharma and Greg.
Not as much
No,
these
but
days.
but definitely Gilmore Girls. Oh, what was the other one that you actually had? Sex and the City? Not so
Mm,
much.
Army Wives,
Army Wives, yeah.
Once Upon a Time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But definitely Gilmore Girls and Law and Order. She would dominate in those ones.
SVU, specifically
SVU.
SVU.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Couldn't get over that one. So,
No.
yep.
All right. Chuck Lorre Productions number 263. Me. I believe that watching tonight's show might constitute a spiritual experience. You. That's a pretty bold statement. How do you figure? Me. Glad you asked. Since the concept of past and future is entirely man made, ask any other living creature about the past and future, and all you'll get is a dumb, non comprehending stare. Then it follows that if there is a God, a unifying spirit of the universe, be it intelligent or simply a pervasively unifying quantum particle sort of deal, then the present, the constantly unfolding now, is the only possible place it can exist. Which brings me to my bold assertion. If you laughed at any time during tonight's show, you had to be paying attention. If you were paying attention, it means you were, for that moment, in the now, the same place as the previously mentioned pervasive unifying quantum particle we, as a species, enjoy worshiping and committing genocide over. Ergo, you had a spiritual experience. You. Assuming you're right, so what? Me. So what? This is huge. If a simple sitcom can lead to communication with the eternal, then I can make a case for my work having religious significance. Next step, the Church of Chocology and a tax break. Ooh, and maybe even a sleepy little burg in Florida I can call my own.
I
I
just
love
love.
Chuck Lorre.
Yeah, he's just got a very, very interesting brain, doesn't he?
Yes, he does.
How he can come up with those vanity cards.
Yep.
Now,
He
also,
he and Mariska Hargitay topped my list of people I'd most like to have dinner with.
yes. Now,
Yep.
also, just remember if you do want to join us for an episode, if there's an episode you love, or we've already done your episode, but you'd love to join us anyway, just reach out to us, perpetualmotionsquad00@gmail.com, and say, hey, can I be part of an episode of your podcast? We would
Yes.
love to have you. We've got 2 people already lined up. We just have to get them all sorted before we can bring them onto the podcast.
Yep.
But yeah, we are always open to anybody that would love to join us for an episode. So don't be shy. We don't bite. Um,
Hard.
much. But yeah, we would love to have you guys for an episode if you'd like to join
Yeah.
us. So we are not untouchable. We're not one of those, oh my God, they're celebrities. No, we're not. We're 2 people that love the Big Bang Theory as much as you do. And I'm sure you'd love to be part of the episode. So,
Oh, so okay, total non sequitur here.
okay.
But in the Facebook group today,
Mm-hmm.
I put I shared a post that had a picture of the cast doing a selfie in front of a sign. So shortly after the Big Bang Theory wrapped, and it's only been done like once before for Friends,
Mm-hmm.
where if a show has run long enough to not just become popular, but is in many ways define an era
Mm.
and have a definite social impact and presence, they actually named that particular sound stage after the Big Bang Theory. So it's now the Big Bang Theory stage. It, it's
Awesome.
it's not necessarily kept as that. It's now used for other productions,
Yeah,
but instead of going to Soundstage 7, you're going to the Big Bang Theory soundstage.
that's awesome.
And there's a plaque on the outside of the soundstage. So someday, it's probably going to be a while, but
Mm-hmm.
someday I am going there and having a picture with that
Yes, you
uh,
are. We
with
are. We
that
will
plaque.
both have a picture taken out front
Yeah.
of that because we are the #1 Big Bang Theory podcast. So we would
And
love to put
I
that on
think it
our
would be
page.
really awesome if if we got talking to somebody who like works at the thing and they'd be like, "Oh my God, I listened to your podcast. Hey guys, the number one host of the Big Bang Theory podcast are here. Come on, come on, come on."
No, the best part would be, hang on a minute, I'm just going to go and grab somebody. And they go and they come back and they say, Kaylee, this is them. And
Yeah.
Kaylee Cuoco, because Kaylee Cuoco would be on like, sound stage 4 and they just
Yeah.
drag her over to meet us. That would be
Yeah. Or
awesome.
take us over there to meet her.
Yeah, I would meet her. Yeah,
But I just think that would be so cool if
that would
something
be
like that
awesome.
happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that would, yeah, we're definitely going to go and do that for
Well,
the
and
show.
and by that point we'll have t-shirts for the
Yes.
podcast,
Yes.
and we'll wear the t-shirts and take the picture in front of the soundstage in our t-shirts.
I'm sure there is a lot of the family that would love to meet us there for a
Well,
coffee
okay,
somewhere.
that's the thing. When we start, and it's probably going to be a couple of years yet, but when we
Hmm.
do start to travel, you know, on the Facebook page, we might put out that we're going to be somewhere if anybody wants to meet up with us.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'd love to have a
We
coffee with you
would
guys.
love to meet the fam in person.
Yeah, absolutely. We
Yeah,
have a yeah, that would be wonderful.
that would be fun.
Yep.
Yep.
All
Okay.
right. So,
I
so
just had to.
in
So
saying
this is
that,
yet another reason to follow the Facebook page and join
yeah,
the group
exactly.
because we do fun stuff there. And please make sure to like and follow wherever you listen to or watch the podcast
Ah, yeah.
because not only does it help more people find us, but it makes sure that you know as soon as anything new drops. You'll be the
Yes.
first to know.
Now I'm just looking at next week's episode. Oh,
Oh, I
God.
love next week's episode. Go sports.
Next week's episode is going to be season 3, episode 6, The Corn Husker Vortex.
Yeah, I like this episode. It's fun.
Leonard is definitely trying to fit in with Penny's friends.
Yes.
Doesn't
And
work that well, but
no,
we'll
it
go with
doesn't.
it.
But you know what? Spoiler alert. We'll get to it.
That's fine. Okay.
All right. So thank you guys. And as always, if you this we will never have ads. We will never torture you with ads. So if
Nope.
you feel so inclined and want to show us a little love and say thank you for the joy that we put into creating this podcast
Yep.
and going completely off script and being cracked up by Barney, I know he's coming.
No, he's not coming yet.
And if you want to show us a little love, there is always the PayPal me link in the show notes or in the Facebook page on the Facebook group, and or you can just email us at
Perpetual Motion Squad 00. That's the number 00
even if
at
it's only
gmail.com.
$1. We are always grateful for any and all donations to
Yep.
say that you're loving the podcast.
But if you don't want to donate, we love
That's
you anyway.
okay too.
Oh,
Yeah,
good.
we'll love you anyway.
Fine.
Okay, so thanks for joining us today for season 3, episode 5, The Creepy Candy Coating Corollary. And for looking forward to joining you next week for season 3, episode 6, The Cornhusker Vortex.
Yep.
And in the meantime, we'll catch up at the Cheesecake Factory.
Bye, everyone.